One of the most important things is spending New Year's Eve in God's presence, because that's where my life began to change. New Year's Eve is wonderful because I'm placing my life in God's hands. I'm giving my year to Him. I am beginning in His presence, so I am putting Him above all else. And there, by prioritizing Him, He also works within me. And that is where I feel peace, where I seek direction for my life and everything. December didn't make sense to me because the way I tried to ease that pain was through friendships, alcohol, and drugs. So I tried to forget that whole wasted year through those situations because it didn't make sense. I lived the whole year, but when the end of the year arrived, I hadn't accomplished anything. Then the memories started to come back that I hadn't achieved anything, that I was still the same person, that I was still having fights at home with my mother. This generated that frustration, that sadness inside me that made no sense. People usually use the turn of the year to project, to plan their dreams, their goals, but I used it to forget because I no longer believed in myself. I didn't believe in my dreams, in my plans. So for me, the way to ease that pain, that situation I put myself in where I never planned anything, was by drinking, using drugs, going out, enjoying the night with my friends. That was the way I saw to try to alleviate it. So for me, it really didn't make any sense to plan something that wasn't going to happen because I didn't even believe anymore. I didn't believe in the dreams I could have. In the goals, I didn't believe in myself. I had no perspective on life. And I was already tired of everything I was going through. I couldn't stand living a life without purpose, without meaning anymore. And I was really willing. I wanted a change. That's when I received an invitation to participate in the New Year's Eve celebration in the presence of God. And I truly saw that as an opportunity for a real change to happen in my life. So when I arrived at the church, I already saw something different. I already knew that change was going to happen in my life. So I sat in the front row. I was really focused on talking to God, on having a moment to truly surrender myself. And during the meeting came the moment of prayer. And that's when I threw myself into God's arms. I spoke to Him as if He were really there in front of me. I made that sincere prayer. And I remember telling God that I didn't want to live that life anymore. I had already suffered so much since my childhood. So I no longer wanted the emptiness. I no longer wanted that sadness I felt inside, the anguish, the sleepless nights I spent unable to sleep. Sometimes I was afraid, and it was after that prayer that everything changed. At that moment, I already saw a difference within myself. I already had peace. The peace I had never experienced before came through prayer, through that simple moment where I truly surrendered myself to God. It was the first night I slept peacefully. I slept well, I slept soundly. I truly felt safe. And today, I wouldn't give up spending New Year's Eve in God's presence for anything because of that. Because it was through that prayer, that moment I had there with God, that everything began to change. I truly became secure and confident, knowing that He would take care of everything that He does. So when problems and difficulties arise, when hard times come, I know He is with me. That's where I trust that I trust Him and He cares for me. He has been present in my life. He has brought me this peace. He has shown me my goals, my dreams. So He has guided me through everything. Therefore, I will not miss spending New Year's Eve in God's presence.